Speaker, thank you for your kind welcome to address the House today as we approach our 50th anniversary of independence. Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Moses Nagamutu, Vice Presidents, Ministers of the Government, Leader of the Opposition, Members of the National Assembly, Members of the Diplomatic Corps, Clerk of the National Assembly, special invitees, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Guyana this year will celebrate the 50th anniversary of its political independence from the United Kingdom of Great Britain. The instruments of independence, which you saw in the passageway, were handed over in this very chamber. Guyanese yearned for political freedom from imperial domination. Independence imbued us with a feeling of pride, a sense of purpose, and the ardor of patriotism. We had a country to develop, a territory to defend, and the prospect of prosperity to be pursued. British Guyana, in the immediate pre-independence period, was not a pleasant place for poor people. The social, economic, and political predicament of the country at the end of the colonial era should not be underestimated. Colonial society was elitist and exclusionary. Independence broke those barriers down. It provided recognition of our rights, greater reward for our endeavors, and deeper respect for our people. Guyanese professionals were able to hold the highest public offices from which they had been previously excluded. The economy, according to a British government inquiry, was statistically insolvent. Political divisions had degenerated into a period of prolonged terrorism. The British Army, which had been in British Guyana almost continuously since 1953, was still on patrol. Social divisions characterized, in part, by racial hostility, badly damaged our country. Mr. Speaker, the newly independent nation faced daunting external and internal challenges. The coming of independence was the opportunity for our two neighboring states to the east and to the west to lay claims on our territory. Suriname, then a part of the tripartite kingdom of the Netherlands, claimed the huge New River Zone, the Corentyne River, and part of our sea space. Venezuela more brazenly claimed the entire Barimawaini, Pomeroon Supanam, Cuyuni Mazaruni, Pataro Sipaluni, and Rupununi regions, comprising over 2/3 of our territory. These ominous threats still persist and still offend our people and our independence 50 years later. Guyana's economy at the start of our independence era was ill-suited to the demands for development in our new state. The disturbances of 1964 had exacerbated the country's economic woes and intimidated the business community, many of whom fled. The economy, at the time of independence, was still dominated by foreign-owned sugar and bauxite industries. The unemployment rate had reached as high as 22%. Public infrastructure was in a parlous state. A report on the Commission of Inquiry into the disturbances in British Guyana in February 1962, just 4 years earlier, noted that, except for the road from the international airport at Atkinson Field, which is now known as Timeri, to the city of Georgetown, most of the colony's roads were still made of burnt earth and were heavily potholed. The public education system was weak. The government owned only 3 secondary schools in 1961, but provided financial assistance to 14 other schools. Entrance to these schools depended on the results of the common entrance examinations, but even there, success was low. Only 22% of the students who wrote the exams in 1966 were able to secure passes. Enrollment in the schools was low. Only 48% of eligible students aged between 0 and 14 years were enrolled. The coming of independence, therefore, was a necessity, and Guyana was able to make rapid progress and substantial advances in the immediate post-independence years. The public education system was strengthened by the construction of the University of Guyana, the Cyril Potter College of Education, the New Amsterdam Technical Institute, the Guyana Industrial Training Center, 6 multilateral schools and hinterland schools for indigenous students. The former plantation Turkine was acquired as a campus only on the 24th of May 1966, hours before independence. And this acquisition allowed the construction of the University of Guyana as we know it today. The foundation for modern public infrastructure was laid by the reconstruction of the coastal road network, starting at Skeldon, by the reconstruction of sea defenses, by the construction of the Soesdijk-Linden Highway, bridges across the Kanji and Demerara River, a new international airport at Atkinson Field, now Timeri, and of course the massive Mahaika-Myconia-Bari agricultural development scheme. Public housing was augmented by several housing schemes, and public utilities such as rural electrification, telephone services, and household pure water supply were extended. The Amerindian Lands Commission was also a result of independence, and this was established to initiate the land rectification process by which ancestral lands were returned to our indigenous people. Recognition was extended for all religious observances by the 3 major faiths. We Guyanese today, therefore, have a lot to be thankful for. We cherish the symbols of our nationhood, which we adopted at or around the time of independence. We cherish our national anthem, our national awards, our national coinage, our national flag, our national festivals, our national motto, our national pledge, our national monument, and our beautiful national and patriotic songs. Our national coat of arms depicts our unique patrimony, the jaguar, the most powerful predator on this continent, the Victoria lily, the largest lily in the world, the quaint but inedible kanji pheasant, and symbols of our great rivers, our agriculture and mining industry, which have sustained generations of Guyanese. We established new institutions, this very National Assembly, the Court of Appeal. We adopted a national constitution, and 4 years later, adopted the remarkable official name, the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. These sources of pride remind us constantly of our distinctiveness and of the fact that we are an independent nation in the international community. Guyanese can be proud of what we have achieved in the first 50 years of independence. These are the first fruits of freedom which have fed and nourished a generation. Independence offered us the opportunity to work together, to heal our divisions, and to promote reconciliation. Independence offered us a new beginning an opportunity for national unity. But that national unity has been elusive for most of the last 5 decades. The absence of national unity has impaired national development. It has triggered a continuous trickle of migration. It has led to political and economic fatigue. The National Assembly today must renew that covenant, that independence covenant, with the Guyanese nation. It must resolve to work together to reunite our nation. The National Assembly must take the first steps on the long road to social cohesion, to political inclusion, and to economic resilience. Mr. Speaker, our nation's future depends on deeper social cohesion. Today's generation has an obligation at this celebration of our Independence Jubilee to repair past damage, to restore trust, and to rebuild the bases of a moral community. These will enable our people to coexist and to cooperate with each other. We can construct a more cohesive society by doing more to eliminate extreme poverty, by eradicating the worst forms of inequality, especially gender inequality, by ensuring equal access to education